What's up YouTube? As always, it's the Aussie Gamer here bringing you today my thoughts on Infinity Ward's latest, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 was released worldwide on November 10th, 2009 and is the sequel to Infinity Ward's very successful Modern Warfare that was released back in 2007. Now, given the success of its predecessor, it was no surprise that Modern Warfare 2 would be one of the most, if not the most highly anticipated games of the decade. And if you don't believe me, well, let me put it to you this way. This game sold a total of 4.7 million copies worldwide within the first 24 hours of being released. Now that's huge. But putting hype and popularity aside, what do I think of the most anticipated game of 2009? Let's find out. To begin with, the game picks up 5 years after the conclusion of the first Modern Warfare, and despite the combined efforts of the United States Marine Corps and the SAS, Imran Zakhaev is still viewed as a hero by his comrades, and one of his lieutenants, Vladimir Makarov, decides to pick up where his former commander had left off. He does this by performing a terrorist attack on a Russian airport and framing America as the ones responsible. This fuels Russia into a frenzy and they declare war and invade the United States, and the story kind of kicks off from there. Throughout the game, you play as two key characters that play two completely different roles in the conflict. First, there's Sergeant Gary Roach Sanderson, who is a member of an elite multinational unit known as Task 141. This unit is under the command of one Captain Soap Maktavish. Sound familiar? Of course it does, because this is the very same newbie that you played as in the original Modern Warfare. How's that for some nostalgic fan service? Yes, he's all grown up now, with a wicked hairdo and a brutal Scottish accent to boot. Anyway, you play as Roach as Task 141 works hard to investigate and find evidence that proves Makarov's involvement in the airport massacre and obviously clear the name of the US, as well as track down Makarov himself. Back on the home front, however, there is Private James Ramirez, a soldier of the US Army Rangers fighting to protect the United States soil from the Russian invasion. You play as each of these characters throughout the game and each has his own separate part to play in the overall plot. Again, the plot is told through the same cutscenes as previous titles including Modern Warfare and World at War, but I feel like it still does an adequate job of telling the story. Besides, it's a first-person shooter for fuck's sake. Who really cares if the story is good or bad? I just want to blow some shit up! The presentation of this game is also top-notch for a multi-platform game anyway. Every showcase environment ranging from the snow-capped mountains of Kazakhstan to the suburbs of Virginia to the grimy Russian gulag all look the part, and the graphics do a great job at capturing the atmosphere that each level is trying to provide. Character model and weapon detail are good also, and the game doesn't even have to sacrifice the visuals in order to play online. Wicked! The frame rate is consistent, which for an action-packed first-person shooter is very important, and the animation of both your allies and enemies makes each fight look very realistic. The sound quality is also there as well. Each situation of the game has an appropriate musical backdrop to complement it, from the quieter moments to the more dramatic and full-on situation. The voice acting is done nicely also, with many veteran voice actors returning from the original Modern Warfare. For example, Ghost is voiced by Craig Fairbrass, the same voice actor that voiced Gaz in the original title. One particular character even makes a return from the original game, but I'm not telling, just in case there is a significantly small percentage of you out there that still haven't played this game, which I highly doubt. In terms of the game's controls, they are pretty much exactly the same as past Call of Duty titles, so nothing has changed here. If you have played any other game in the franchise, you'll pick it up almost instantly. If not, well, you're most likely a retard. You fucking retards! Sorry. Now, the gameplay is the main drawing factor behind any game, and believe me, Modern Warfare 2 is full of fun and exciting moments. It offers players the same stuff they know and love from the original Modern Warfare, and at the same time throws in things that are completely different and very exciting to play through. The single-player campaign is very enjoyable and adequately challenging, and offers a range of difficulty levels to allow more hardcore players to feel more at home and to step up their game. Overall, the single-player campaign is quite short, but when the single-player campaign ends, players are given even more content. To begin with, Special Ops mode has been introduced into this installment, and it basically allows for challenges based on actual events from the single player mode. What's cool about these is that you can play cooperatively with a friend, either locally or online, which makes it that much more fun to strategize your plan of attack for every situation. Or of course, you can choose to gun it solo, which makes the task more challenging, especially on the veteran difficulty. In fact, in my opinion, some tasks are literally impossible without the help of a buddy, like the Big Brother mission, which is literally impossible because you can't actually play without a second player. Spec Ops mode adds tremendous replay value to the game, obviously as players have even more to do after they have completed the single player campaign. And now for the online multiplayer. Oh, the online multiplayer. To start with, it's the exact same intense online experience that players received from the original Modern Warfare, but with all new features thrown into the mix. New perks are available for players to utilise, as well as many of the old favourites. New perks include Commando, Ninja, Cold-Blooded, Bling, and more. Needless to say, all are very interesting to check out. As players gain XP, they can not only upgrade their weapons now, but they can upgrade their perks too, which is a massively cool feature and allows for them to be much more deadly on the battlefield. Also, if you suck and you're on a continuous death streak, the game gives you abilities that you can use to gain a bit of momentum and get back into the fight, like Martyrdom, Final Stand, and other cool temporary power-ups. Players can also gain bonus points for performing kills in specific situations. For example, headshots, long-range kills, revenge kills, etc. all attract bonus points, which is wicked. Players can also customize the kill streak awards they receive in a match as well. You have plenty to choose from, ranging from an airstrike, supply drop, radar jammer. Hell, you can even pilot an AC-130 gunship and waste the absolute shit out of your enemies. So overall, it appears that the gameplay in Modern Warfare 2 offers plenty of things for the players to do, long after they have finished the story campaign. So in conclusion, I can honestly say that Modern Warfare 2 is a huge step up from its predecessor. It has a solid single player campaign, amazing multiplayer content, and Special Ops is also a treat to play. With all of that, plus gorgeous visuals, I conclude that this game is a must buy, especially for those of you that have already played the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or for any action first-person shooter fans out there. Thanks guys, peace.